Yo, what's up? It's Lee DJ Millie. Daqui é a bomba. Escata shintibu stil, ma bobolle dope. Às vezes é conscious girls, veja sopa dope. Se notícia na minha punça, é sopa show. Muita mata microfone, mas sopa flow. Yo, sleep aqui, cresce, sleep aqui, cresce. Sleep aqui, cresce, sleep aqui, cresce. Sleep aqui, cresce, sleep aqui, cresce. Sleep aqui, cresce, sleep aqui, cresce.
Get it. Yeah, what's going on, CV World? This is your boy DJ Millie.
Daqui é Cappadonna.
Welcome to another episode of Praçazul. Yo, today's guest, this guy, I've known him for a while. This guy is known for his unique style in the game. He's fearless when it comes to creating music. Always one step ahead of the game, in my opinion. He's here to talk about his new album, Imperfection, and a whole lot of other stuff. In my opinion, he's the most diverse artist in the CV game. We have the one and only Rome in the house, everybody. What's going on, bro? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for coming.
All right, Rome. Now, I got introduced to you, I think with Devagar. That was the song. Well, it wasn't really the name of the song, but that's how I remember it. Devagar. That was a long time, right? Let's start way back. We're gonna start with this iconic name, Rome. Where did you get that from?
Italy. Okay.
That could be.
No. So what happened was my very first project. Everyone knows, my real name is John.
Mm-hmm.
So the very first project I did musically, my artist name was my legal name.
Was John? Okay.
John Monteiro.
Okay.
So a lot of people know me as John.
That could have worked too, bro.
Yeah,
John Monteiro. That's
so, but then I realized that there was a handful of John Monteiros everywhere he went.
Yeah.
So one day I was sitting there with a couple of friends, and we were looking for names, and so I've always enjoyed the Roman Empire and evil times.
Okay. You're like, that fits me.
Tudo caminho to Bahama.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All leads to Rome, right?
Fitting.
Yeah, no, great. So your early days, you were born in Cape Verde, right?
Yep.
Where were you born exactly?
I was born in the island of Fogos, my famous family.
Okay. What place in?
Oh my God, we're everywhere, but I know that there's my mother's from Cava Figueira, and my father's from Figueira Padrão. So
okay.
Stretch it,
everywhere.
We're everywhere.
All right. You been back since?
All the time.
Yeah.
I haven't gone back now for a couple of years, but
okay.
Yeah.
You trying to go there soon? Maybe.
Actually, I plan to go in June, so we'll see. I've made plans in the past.
There you go.
Like a show or just vacation?
My father lives there, so I want to go see him.
Oh, nice. Because you came here at a very early age.
Yep.
Yeah. How old were you when you got?
I turned 10 here in the U.S.
Amazing. How was that experience, man, coming here? Young age.
The English.
So I had a lot of cousins that were born in the U.S.
Okay.
So English, you pick it up pretty quickly. So I picked up, rather quick.
Okay.
And it became second nature. And
that's awesome, man.
So parents worked, and
yeah.
I had no choice but to speak English with my friends.
That
there weren't that many Cape Verdeans, especially in Rhode Island.
Do you go straight to school when you get here, like in a situation like that?
Oh God, I don't remember the months we got here, but I know it was winter because I remember seeing the snow for the first time. So it was cold. Yeah. So I put you in school with, I don't know, maybe a couple of weeks.
Wow.
Get you all situated.
Yeah.
Get your winter clothes.
But when you came to US, you came to Brockton or
no?
Rhode Island. Oh, so you always lived in Rhode Island?
Yes, I've moved a few times out of Rhode Island, but my parents are from there. I got brothers and sisters and
good foundation.
It's a good family first.
All right.
I always go back home.
Now I read you also lived in Puerto Rico. Well, how did that happen?
Yeah.
You come here, you go to Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's hot over there,
I've always wanted to, just get up and go.
Mm-hmm.
It was an adventure. So I was done with school, and I just said I want to do something. I didn't want to stay in Rhode Island. Okay. So an opportunity came about. What they actually was for work purpose.
Okay.
There was a company out of England that had asked me if I would go and helped them with the Caribbean market. I said yes, because I, you know, spoke Spanish.
Okay.
Also, tú hablas español.
Sí, claro.
Yeah, that's all he knows, though. Don't ask him. Because your style is very diverse, but like your voice, everything, it's really totally different from anything we've heard. Like, what created that style? Who did you listen to when you was younger?
Like your influence.
So, my real influence in the music business, if you, I saw JJ's interview with you guys. I grew up listening to Prince and Michael Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
So,
awesome.
So if you didn't follow those two, you weren't going to grow musically.
True.
Because they brought out the best in the industry back then.
Yeah.
And actually, to me, to this day, they remain the best. But that's what
the thing is, but Prince and Michael Jackson, it's kind of like,
it's totally different, right?
You know, yeah, it's different. Even though, you know, one of the best ever.
Yep.
But we got Prince and we got Michael Jackson.
Who's your favorite?
Who's your favorite, exactly?
I like, you know what? They, if you play an instrument, you can't help but to see what Prince can do.
Exactly.
And if Michael was just different. He was an icon. He was the best entertainer, I think, of our lifetime.
Definitely.
So, because I play a little bit, I kind of
most musicians do that. Most musicians go towards Prince.
You like to dance. You go to
Actually, though, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not known for my dance.
So that's me and you then.
Awesome. But okay, so you got that. But when it comes to like the Cape Verdean culture, who was your influence in that as well?
Well, so as I was telling you, my brothers knew how to play. Then I remembered. Everyone knows that Norberto Tavares was huge. Yeah. So he came to the U.S. It so happens that he has a brother, and his name is John Monteiro. Yeah. If he watches this interview, so we later found out that we're related through my father's side.
Okay.
But I was born in Fogo, but my parents had moved to Praia. I was like 6 months old.
Okay.
So we lived in Somada. So my family knew them. So when they came, we went to meet them, and I saw this guy playing. I was like,
wow. Your debut album, this is you, right?
Yeah.
1997. That was the first time that you were all by yourself. Yep. How did you go in with a plan for that album? Did you because that was your first one, right? That was your debut album.
Yep. So that album, I did it with, he's, rest in peace. He was one of the great talent, Manu Cat. I don't know if you know who he is. He passed away a couple of years ago. Yeah. Actually, 5 years ago.
I think I heard of him. Yeah, I think I heard of him.
5 years last week. So I worked him. We actually had a band that we were just all kids. We all learned at the same time. So he was the only producer around that actually had a music studio.
Oh, really? Manu Cat?
Yeah. Right. So I ended up getting together with him, and then I got. I'll tell you, people that to this day they still work with me musically. So I had Gene Job.
Okay.
Calu Monteiro. Cesar Lima played on that album, and Norberto Tavares, his brother, played. Surprisingly, no one knows this, but Ingrid Monteiro, I was, and she can correct me on this, but I think I was the very first person she recorded with.
She said that. Yeah, she said that on the show. Yeah.
So,
she did.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, this girl's talented.
Yeah, that voice is amazing, man. Amazing.
And she said she's only singing with
one chord. Yeah, right now. Yeah.
So they were the ones, and there was a girl named Vicky. Then there was I think another girl named Tanya. She was American. Okay. So I got together with him, and we just that album has some R&B.
You've always done that.
So it was a risk, and I took the risk, and I still take the risk today.
Always. You got good feedback for that album? People loved it in that time?
I had a song there called Daisy Duke Shorts.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Daisy Duke Shorts. That's the shorts that, tight shorts that girls used to wear.
Still in style today.
Yeah, they have
Not
good
the song, but
the shorts.
The shorts, it'll never go away.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But like the thing is, like you like to do. Imagine you can do modern.
Yeah.
You know, you can do R&B.
Yeah.
Probably Afro house, coladeira. How can you mix everything together and still, you know?
Still create one album,
Yeah.
yeah. Because there's a lot of influences in your album. It's crazy.
I believe an artist is an instrument.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah,
So,
nice. Yeah.
so when you look at a musician on stage, the ones that we're all familiar with, they can play anything.
Yeah. Sure.
I'm a firm believer that if you're an artist, you can adapt to things, and if you can create, as long as you prepare yourself to create so it fits with what you're trying to get done, there's no limitations to what style you can sing. I'll give you a prime example. If you listen to Prince's album, or you listen to his music, you get rock, you get blue. I mean, you get all kinds of
everything.
stuff there. You listen to Michael Jackson, you get rock, you get pop. You got it all in there.
Very, very.
You know? And so I just think that
that's crazy.
it just comes.
I gotta ask you something like totally different. Hip hop had no influence on you at all?
Well, a little bit, but you know, rappers and singers, we feel things differently, I believe.
Sure.
So I admire a guy who can rap. So I don't feel the music maybe the way they do, but hip hop is always an influence, because if you look at hip hop back in the days when you had guys that were rapping, like, you know, I always refer back to JJ, because, you know, JJ was the guy that really,
the guy here,
to me, he's the guy that started it all. And so you hear Creole beats with you know, someone rapping this. That caught my attention. I was like, oh, this is cool.
That's
dope.
So
yeah.
People have that a lot. They say that a lot of musicians that I speak to, hip hop is, I don't want to say too easy for them, because hip hop, the magic of hip hop lays in the words, you know, in the punchlines and the wordplay. But for a musician to hear the beat, you know, just the hip hop beat, it's kind of, they're like, yo, that's too easy. It's too boring. You know, for us, it's like, you know, we're both hip hop heads, so
that's why I gotta ask, you know.
We go deep in that. But so you get to your sophomore album, Coração, is it Coração Vazio?
Coração Vazio.
Yeah. Ah, see, you even had to think about it. How was that? Because did you work with KR on that album, was it?
That was when I first met KR.
All right, shout out to KR. Yeah, of course. How was that? How was that experience? Did it match right away, or did you guys have to work on it?
No, I met him. So he didn't speak English.
Okay. Oh, really?
Nope.
Oh.
I met him. I just came from Cape Verde.
Okay.
So someone said, "Hey, man, there's this guy that is really, really, really good. You should really get together with him, and you guys work well."
Yeah.
So I met him, and we really clicked.
Okay.
We kind of we feed off each other even to this day really well.
Yeah.
So we started working on that album, and that album was actually produced by Al Bala, was the executive producer. He's a CEO of a company called Menatech in the wellness industry.
Okay.
So he actually produced that album, and the Mendes brothers were the distributor, and they had distribution in Angola, Portugal, and all that stuff. So I just did I pretty much just showed up as an artist and wrote the songs.
Okay.
They did all the other stuff.
They did all the other work. Was that good? That sounds like something they need right now, to be very honest, because a lot of artists, they record music, but they don't know, exactly how to bring it out or where to go. This looks like there was really a team.
At the time, if you see these, sold, but unlike today, you got to go. It's the digital world. Is where it is.
Is it tough for you to adjust to that?
No.
No?
You got to move with the times.
It's
like
So you like the social media, like the way nowadays you drop a song and you put on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
you got to go with that.
You like that? It's easier.
Well, for me, I find that it gives anyone who's truly talented, I'm not referring to myself, but I'm referring in general, an opportunity to go out there and not have to give up your hard work to someone where you did in the past. You give them an album, They gave you either X amount of money, or they say, okay, we're going to distribute it, we'll pay you this much. But you know, in the end, you know, people copying CDs, so you really don't know. But you know, I was just happy to put music out there, and I just for the love of it, and whatever money I made at the time, it actually wasn't too bad. But I'll take it if I had to do it over again.
For the love of it, right?
Yeah.
So, Deon Grant, that was a name that brought you all the way to LA, I believe.
Yep.
Who's Deon Grant? For people out there that don't know, who was that in your life?
So I had just recorded that album. I released the album Praçazul. So I have a cousin that lives out in LA, and he actually was working in the music industry. Him and Deon had put together an idea to try to come after young Cape Verdean artists that have potential, to see if they could, you know, come up with something.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Deon had asked me for to send anything I had recorded, so I sent my 2 CDs.
Yeah, 2 albums.
And on that album, Praçazul, I recorded a song there that was written by Paul Berry and Mark Taylor. They're from England. They're actually the one that wrote that song for Enrique Iglesias, Bailamos.
Okay.
Oh, for real?
So I recorded, So
and you work with them as well?
Well, I didn't work with them. What I did was I recorded the song.
Okay.
So the song was a very popular song, so I did my own version of it.
Okay.
I didn't record it like, you know.
Yeah. You did a cover for it. Yeah.
So I did the cover for the song, and Deon liked it, and 3 days later I was flying to LA.
How long were you in LA for?
A little bit over 3 years.
3 years?
Yep.
How's the life over there? I don't know, man. I've never been.
If I knew,
I have to ask you.
I should go back.
How was it? Was it a good experience?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, you learned a lot. You learned a lot musically too, or?
Well, I learned the do's and don'ts of music in terms of the legal aspects of it. Because you really, if you don't know, you could go down there and do something special and come home, you know, without a penny.
Nothing to show for it. Yeah.
But,
Because you performed out there.
Yeah.
You worked with the producer, the one that the Cobb is talking about, Sean, right? Sean Thomas.
Sean Thomas. They call him Barney Rubble. He is. He did the soundtrack for that movie Above the Rim.
Above the Rim, yeah. That's one of my favorite movies also. Yeah. My people back home though. That's one of my favorite movies.
And he worked with. He did stuff with Tupac. He actually. California Love. He was.
He arranged some of it.
Yeah. If you look up the real history of it, you'll notice that's him. He's
amazing.
on there.
No,
and he did Snoop. Just a lot of other artists.
Amazing.
So
and you were in the studio with him. Just basically there and worked a lot together.
We're actually friends till this day.
That's
He's actually just sent me a song about a week ago.
Yeah, I always thought that California Love was just Dr. Dre. You know what I mean?
Nah, they got a whole team.
Yeah, I know, but you know, like, think about it.
Yeah.
Back in the days, California Love, that's Dr. Dre.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Well,
someone
the real history of that is, as a matter of fact, he just put a post last week, because we're friends on social media. He put a post up for his birthday where he really went after Suge Knight and Dr. Dre, because that song made them millions of dollars. They gave him no credit. So he played in it. He did Gin and Juice for Snoop.
Wow.
He's done a lot of great songs.
That's crazy.
So what happened, if you know anything about Suge Knight back then with Deathrow, you don't push Suge Knight. So he did what a lot of artists do in the Cape Verdean community, not knowing their rights, where I come to you, you give me a song. You know, say, hey, thanks man, how much for the song? So you give me the song, I go and record that song.
You're gonna make more money.
If I never tell anyone anything,
that you did it,
legally, you can't come after me, because there's a thing that's called work for hire. So you sign a form, says I'm going to give you the song, and you do whatever you want to do with it.
Exactly.
So it kind of went in that direction, but so him and I, we worked together. We just became best friends, and we're close friends to this day.
That's crazy, man. How much are you involved in the production side of your music? Like,
oh, very
very
I
much.
have to be. It's the only way I can really. I write the lyrics first, and so when I get together with the people that I actually want to play in it, I mean, I want to make sure I like the sound, I like the beat, I want to make sure that it fits my personality,
Style,
you know, and style, because you know I've always wanted to be different, not be better, but
just different.
Just different.
Yeah.
And I think that gives you longevity, if you may, if you do it right.
Yeah,
so, not saying that I did it right, but I'm just saying I've always wanted to be different. So when I go in the studio, I want to make sure that I'm very involved
with everything.
All
you
aspects.
got your hands on everything.
It's like anyone that, you know, collaboração you like to do, like artista, even.
Well, there's a lot of great artists out there today, so you know
you've worked with a lot too, man.
Believe it or not, I've recorded with a lot of great musicians.
Yeah.
So I've done duets. I can count them. I haven't done many.
Okay.
I actually did a duet with one of, Gisela.
Yeah.
Which for me, she's just amazing.
Yeah.
So I did she has an amazing stage presence. That you know, and I know she's working on an album. I can't wait for it.
Right.
So I've done one with her. I did one with Nadia.
Yep. Yeah, she was supposed to be at the show last week. Yeah. She couldn't make it.
See, who else?
Who else?
Wow, somebody will say, hey,
you forgot me. Eddie International. Well, you also worked with we were just talking about this. The rapper.
Jamal McCants. Oh, Wutang Clan.
Cappadonna from Wutang. Yeah. That's huge, man. That's like you talk about this stuff like you know, he was Deathrow's producer. I work with Cappadonna. How did that connection even happen?
So the hip hop industry, it works different than what that's the reason why people don't see me do anything.
Yeah.
I don't do any. You don't see me do shows. And people say, why don't you do it? Because when you see how things supposed to operate and how they truly operate within our culture, and also how artists behave amongst each other, we kind of miss it.
True.
So I got through Cappadonna through a friend that lives in Miami. His name is Nova. Now Nova worked with everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done shows with people that you might know, like Sean Paul, all these people.
Yeah, amazing.
He one day was, you know, my song "Take a Chance."
Yeah, take a chance on me. Yeah,
so,
I remember that song.
He had the album. I forgot how he got the album, but anyway, he heard it, and then there was a guy. Oh yeah, now I remember. Gerald. Yeah, so there's a guy that worked with Little Bow Wow and his dad. What was his father's name?
Lil Bow Wow's father. You should know this. You're like a Lil Bow Wow fan. No, you're a Lil Bow Wow fan.
Bow Wow Shadmans?
No.
Yeah, Shadmans. Yeah.
So God.
I don't know.
He was a rapper.
I know.
But
oh really?
So their video producer, his name is Gerald Barclay. So he was the one that used to do all their videos.
Okay.
He came out and shot my video for Take a Chance.
Oh, okay.
So he had taken the song to Atlanta, and so he said, hey, listen, man, you know, I know some people that like this song. He goes, why don't you let me take this song for you, man? Let me see what I can do with it, because I work with, you know, a few guys. He goes, I'm doing a project with the Wutang Clan right now. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, it was a... actually, he did. He shot the Wutang Clan
video.
Cream?
No, he shot videos for them, but he shot the documentary.
Oh, for real?
Oh wow!
He did a documentary for Wutang Clan.
That's the guy that did your video.
He shot Take a Chance.
Wow,
his name is Gerald Barclay. He's
amazing.
Actually from Liberia.
Yeah.
Born in Liberia.
Crazy.
So he did that, and so I got on the phone with Cappadonna,
Yeah.
and he was in Detroit. And I said, look, I'm going to be in the studio next week.
Yeah.
And they were on tour, and he goes, all right. He flew up, picked them up. Actually, believe it or not, Cappadonna recorded the story. I mean, the music.
Yeah.
Right here in Brockton at KSI Studio.
At Friends?
I met.
Oh.
No, where I think, is that the album? Jusela, actually, I think she's, I don't know, maybe twice now we've worked together.
Yeah, you've done some songs, yeah.
So at that studio is where Cappadonna came
Where he
down,
came
and
and recorded.
you know, we got in my Honda, we drove to Brockton,
Yeah.
and he was just spitting bars, said it on 495, went to the studio, we did it. And
That's amazing, man. Reflection, right? Was your third album?
Let me see.
I gotta think about it.
Yeah.
It was your third album.
No, my third album.
Yeah.
Reflection, yep.
How was that? Like, with all that experience that you got back there, were you like, okay, you know what?
That's the song. That's what we did. I came back, and to this day, I've always said, no matter what, KR is the best Cape Verdean producer, period.
That's my opinion too. That's my opinion too.
You know, and I'm talking not just locally, I'm talking in general.
International, yeah.
I came back from LA, and at the time he had learned English, so I always stayed in touch with him even when I was out there. So I came back. I said, "Listen, man, I learned a lot by working with Sean. You know, we used to listen, man. You know, this 808 kick, which is what they use a lot for hip hop. I said, listen." Working with him, I learned a lot. I said, I want to do a hip-hop song on my album. Yeah. And he goes, man, you sure? I said, yeah. I said, we can do this. So we sat there, and we produced Take a Chance. And you know what? You know, credit goes to him from the music aspect.
Exactly.
He produced the album, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I forgot to tell you, because of that, we ended up... KR ended up mixing Wutang Clan's Cappadonna's album.
Oh, he did?
Yes, KR did that. Yeah.
He mixed his album?
KR mixed it. Yeah. So Cappadonna came up.
I can't wait to talk to him now.
So Cappadonna, he probably doesn't remember this because so Cappadonna's album called, I think it's the Pillage. I'm not really,
the Pillage. Yeah.
KR mixed the stuff and sent it back to.
That's amazing. You see, hold on, I gotta take 2 seconds for my book. You see that? It was a Cape Verdean producer that did that, and it was like I have like a whole group of Cape Verdean friends that are like die-hard Wutang fans, and they don't even know that, man. That's crazy. Like,
we never talked.
Never.
Nope. Because the thing is, you know, you have to. Being in the music business, you have to preserve certain things. You keep it to yourself, because if you just go out there and you start telling people about it, I kind of think it presents an image that
like you're cocky or something.
Yeah, you don't want to have that. And although, believe it or not, if you ask anybody, they would tell you that Room was cocky.
Yeah, would you say that?
I've heard it many times.
Nah, get out of here. I've always done, every time I spoke to you, the thing is with you is, you know what you want. So sometimes the confidence can, people might maybe confuse it with cockiness, but nah, never had that with you, man.
Well, there were rumors out there, but the thing for me is, I do music for the love of it, and I don't perform as often as you probably. If you ask me when was the last time I performed, I don't even remember. Yeah. Because if I can't do it right, then you know what?
You'd rather not.
Then I'd rather not do it at all. I don't want to do it because people can see me. Or people can clap. I want to do it so when you see the show or when you hear it, you can say, that was worth my money. That was worth going out to
quality.
See. And I've always want quality. And
did you ever think of setting up your own show, like promoting your own thing? It's a little harder with controlling everything. But.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I know that this might sound surprising to a lot of people. I'm probably in the very tail end of music. I don't know if I will really. This album here is gonna really define where I go from here.
Okay.
And I'll write for other people. But for me to do this, like I really haven't been doing it. So in a sense of going out there and performing.
But why is that really though?
Yeah, exactly.
I think. There's people that love the studio. There's artists that are, I've met artists like that are more like studio artists, than actually being on stage and all that. But I've seen you on stage. You're happy when you're on stage.
I am. But the thing is, I don't want to just do it. I want to do the things that is nearly impossible to do in our community, but they make it possible for artists that is of non-Cape Verdean descent.
Yeah.
And that's my, if you want to call it, my beef with our, what we call our culture in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, we speak about Cape Verdeans have a culture, but your culture is your music.
Yeah.
You know, because if I come to you and I say reggae, first thing that comes to mind is what country?
Jamaica, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If I come to you and I say salsa, you start thinking of Puerto Rico, Cuban, Latin, right?
Yeah.
But how many people you can go to, you know, go down south somewhere and just say coladera or marna or kizombo that we're doing. Say that, they're going to look at you and say, what is that?
What are you talking about?
That's because when our time is there for us to shine, they minimize our talent by giving us just the bare minimum to get by, like these festivals that they do. If you notice, I've performed at a few of them, but I don't like the system that they have.
You mean
there.
here in America?
No, outside.
Okay.
So they want you to send, in other words, they want you to beg to perform. Can you, you know, I want to send my they call proposta. Right?
Yeah.
But you know, what you're doing is you're putting yourself in a box to be eliminated. Because I know for a fact the Brazilians don't send proposta. Some of the bands that they've brought out there, they're not looking to see when the festivals are. They're being invited
to it.
And what they're doing is they give them the stage when you have people from all walks of life there in Cape Verde, and they're enjoying music that they already know of. Then they say, well, they got a Cape Verdean band now. They put you up there, you know, with very little time
to prepare.
They don't give you no time to prepare, and guess what happens?
It really, a lot of times it doesn't sound good.
It's a system.
I know. Did you ever think of going like label-wise, like starting a label with all your experience, because you got it?
Well, I have an actual label. It's called R Records, which stands for Rome or R, and that's the reason why I said that. Perhaps maybe that might be something I would like to get into eventually, and if I did do it, I would do it with some, legitimacy, not just do it for the sake of calling it a record label.
Exactly.
But those are some of the things that I would definitely, just to stay involved.
But do you have like an artist that you're like, yo, that I'm watching this kid? Let me keep my eye on this because I want to bring him to my label maybe. Let
me tell you, the talent level in the U.S.
It's crazy.
It's just sad that they don't get the opportunity. Unbelievable. The talent musically in the Cape Verdean community is right here in the U.S.
Yeah, true.
No offense to what's out there. I think there's great talent everywhere.
I say that all the time.
It's about talent too, like in Portugal.
But I tell them all the time, like, we talk about this all the time. Like, you have Europe, you have Portugal, Holland, all those places, and have a Cape Verde even there, and then America, where the experience, the talent is as well. You guys kind of always fall kind of in the last place when it comes to this race of, this, if you want to call it a race, of Cape Verdean music.
It starts from promoters to producers, then what you're given the DJs. Fans is, okay, these guys aren't good enough, so we'll bring, listen, look, I'm a fan of all these great artists. If you're not a fan of someone like Georgie, for an example, or Mika Mendes or Team, these are guys that I know that have really, or Nelson Freitas. I mean, I can go on. Go on. These are great artists. You can't take their hard work away from them. Not. But let's not forget that along the way there are other artists here in the U.S., in other places that have done great work. And if you notice, a lot of these artists, their hit songs are being produced right here in the U.S. So you got to give the U.S. some credit somewhere.
Keep it.
So hopefully that will, maybe that'll get KR.
I've been saying no, but the thing, I'm telling you, there's this hypothetical seat that I have somebody to say. I've asked Chesco, Chesco, what's up? Where you do a label? Nah, I don't want it. I asked Vargas, I'm doing promotion and I'm doing my own album. One of you guys have to like come up and say, hey,
We can do this.
Let's do this, man, because I think it takes a person of your, you know, your experience, especially you've been everywhere and knows the legal side of things and everything, you know, to take it to the next step so that the next artists don't, you know, suffer as much as you guys did.
We're too divided.
True.
And that's where the problem is that we're too divided in more ways than one, and it would take an effort of many to put something together, and you have to check your egos at the door, and I think that's part of the problem.
It's a tough one.
I'm all for it for the good of music.
Yeah.
But how do we get it started?
That's the question.
And get a room full of people that says I'm on that side. Let's go get
That's
it.
the question. We're gonna get there. Praçazul is gonna help too. Don't worry about it.
I got a question for you. So if you had to give me, let me see, 3 of your favorite songs, your own songs.
Yeah, because you got a catalog, bro.
I want to know, yeah, exactly.
I went through all your songs. It's like, what?
80.
60, 80? Is it 80?
I have 80.
Oh,
Oh, man, I don't know. I have there's a lot of, I love lyrics first.
Yeah.
People may not know this.
I know.
Because my definition of a great song is great lyrics. Great lyrics gives you the ability to write melodies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So to get a hit song, you have to have great lyrics, great melody,
Sure.
and a great producer. That's a combination for a great song.
Yep.
So when you ask me,
I would say, I know Será.
So
that's
was
one
a good
I like.
Yeah.
Devagar, right?
I like that one.
What's the best one?
Take a chance, Cresceu.
Take a chance. Nah, there's a lot of records.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
exactly.
records. But your new album, Imperfection.
Yep.
Because you have many faces when it comes to this music thing, man. I've listened to the album. I listened to the preview of the album. It's a traditional album now.
Yep.
You went all the way traditional.
Yep, I did.
That's amazing, man. What made you do that?
So I had never come into the U.S. at the age of 10.
Mm-hmm.
I never really had an opportunity to see, you know, how they in Cape Verde, like they do like serenata, where you see a bunch of guys just playing. So I went to do a show in Cape Verde, and I went to a festival, so the night before the festival, they invited me to they called it a club. It's about, you know, nice size,
like
you know,
okay.
But it was set up differently.
Yeah.
And I met 5 guys that just played amazing guitars, cavaquinho, and the violin.
Yeah.
And they just hit me so hard. I'm like, man, I think I can do that.
Definitely.
So I started just kind of getting feelers for people. If you go back in my second album, I had done an acoustic song, me and Gene Job, but it was different.
Yeah.
It wasn't traditional stuff.
Nah.
So in the back of my mind, I have, believe it or not, I've got like 5 songs acoustic that I've never released.
That you never released.
That I have with Gene Job. They've just been sitting in there for a very long time. They're good songs to me anyway.
But why not dropping them?
Because then you know, you get, as an artist, things get old for you. So this album here was I wanted to go out there and get the best of what we have from a music standpoint. There's a ton of people in this album.
Yeah. Who would you work with on this?
Okay, so the main producers were Keen Alves.
Keen Alves, yeah. It's great when it comes to traditional too, yeah.
But the people that played in it, I had Toy Vieira,
yeah.
Claudio Ramos,
Yep.
Cesar Lima.
Toy Vieira's Paulinho Vieira's brother, right? Yeah.
Then I have Dennis Mota.
That's good too.
And I had, very talented guy. Then I have, the guy in California there that plays some guitars. Can't think of him. I got some. His name will come to me eventually. Then I have students from Berkeley Music.
Oh wow!
I have Geraldo Mendes from, which is growing up, I always loved the way he's very. You talk about diversity. Here's a guy who can do
very
just about
diverse.
anything. So I had him.
That's crazy, man.
There's a lot
of people.
The album is. I always like traditional because my father's a traditional artist as well. So I always love traditional music, and it fits you, man. It doesn't feel forced or anything. You know, you being somebody that's done R&B, that's done kizomba and all that, it really fits you. And I'm really happy that you're actually going this route. I have my favorites. my favorite song. My favorite song on the album is Louis.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that song a lot.
I wrote that song in Cape Verde.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It was just a story. Actually, it wasn't. Most of the music I've written my entire life,
yeah.
You know, they say no pain, no hit songs.
Exactly.
So, but pain comes in different forms.
It comes with that.
But that song was a story that was shared with me by someone.
Okay.
And he was in love with this girl, and he told me the story. And I was getting ready to leave. I said, so as he was telling me the story, and I was visioning
thinking of
the song.
Right?
So I wrote the song.
I got it. Thank you for that one.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That's crazy. So I got another question for you. For someone who's been in the game for so long, and I always say that you're one step ahead of the game because English, you know, this Kizomba English vibe and all that people are doing, you were doing it way back. Like, you've always had English-speaking records with Cape Verdean flavor to it. Like, how do you like the game right now? What do you think of it? Like
Listen, there's some really good, talented people out there doing some great work. And, you know, they say that the first thing that you have to acknowledge being in this business is give credit where credit is due, man.
True.
You know, I love what I hear.
True.
I actually... I envy it, but in a good way.
Yeah.
You know, there's no hate.
No hate.
There's no room for that.
There's no need for it.
But I look at my favorite right now. I'd have to say the guy that really stands out is Georgie is really special. I think because he plays and he also does traditional. So he's really one of I have to say my favorite.
He's
Georgie.
Yeah, the thing is, he has a great foundation. You know, he started very early. He learned about everything, and he created his style. That's a luxury that a lot of artists.
And he's
don't.
humble.
And he's very, very humble.
But I think on the same time, we got Nelson.
Nelson, yeah, but that's the thing with Nelson too. That's why I always say people think that Nelson just got it when he's been doing this for a very long time, man.
Nelson has a vision.
Yeah.
He's very visual
and very patient.
And he puts the English too on the same album.
So he does a great job with his album. I just, you know, we all, believe it or not, even as an artist, I'm a fan of a lot of artists. I have tons of artists out there that I listen to.
Do you like Gil Semedo? Because
we're
very close friends.
Yeah?
We're very close friends. And
don't get me wrong, because sometimes like on the songs I had the
Gil Semedo. You and Gil, you guys have that voice.
Thank you.
That are I don't want to say similar because you guys make total different styles of music, but you have that exceptional voice. Was he a big fan? Were you a big fan of his music growing up too?
Well, believe it or not, we both loved Michael Jackson. If you remember, that was my guy. So I used to walk around with a Thriller jacket.
Oh, the zippers.
I just can't dance like him because he's amazing.
Gil was a dancer too.
We had someone here that said the same thing.
Chester. The zippers. Well. You have the singing, you have the voice, you have the production skills, you have the guitar that you could play. So I think that you're set up to basically grow into anything you want, though.
It's funny because
you got it.
There's a song of mine, this album, it's called Faz Nostalgia. That's the very first song that I actually played and produced. Yeah. And I sent it to God, I can't remember his name. Please don't judge me for this. But he's the guitar player that tours with Maria de Barros. Okay. He lives out in California. So I sent it to him, and that's the song that I was involved in totally with it. But you know, man, I just say that for the love of music, I'll always do it. I'll always do it. I would just hope that I'm discouraged. That's the thing. I gotta be honest with you. You get discouraged because I work. You know, I've always said that you don't have to be the best artist and have the best voice. You just have to work hard and stay the course.
That's true.
And so I work hard.
Yeah.
And when you don't see the fruit of your labor,
come to it.
When you see a show run through social media and you look at people that you know of, and there's 2,000-3,000 people there, you know, that's the high you get from doing this. Yeah, sometimes, believe it or not, when you're up there, you're not thinking about the money.
Yeah.
You know, you think about the lives you're touching.
Exactly.
And if you can get my drift, is if you can't experience that,
yeah,
why do it? Here in the U.S., I probably won't.
Yeah, true.
Overseas, to experience it, you really have to get to these festivals.
Yeah.
And maybe that's where I am at fault, because maybe I have too much pride.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You
like
want to be treated a certain way. No, it's. I think a lot of that comes with it. You know, you get discouraged, but it also has a lot to do with, at least when I speak to artists here, is like mixing the personal life with your music. Was that tough for you as well, having to deal with that and staying focused on your music?
We don't have enough buying power musically for us to sustain a professional life in the music business. So our music, in order for it to go anywhere, it really has to hit mainstream.
Yeah.
Just like the Spanish. If Jamaicans, if Jamaicans can do it,
we should
Spanish can do it.
We should be able to do it.
Our rhythm is similar. Why can't we do it?
I think Society was on her way though. Society was like, I think, when it came to like the Grammy stuff and
oh, she did great.
She was on her. She set a foundation. But yeah, the foundation needs to be copied. That's the thing.
She died how long ago? 5, 6 years?
5 years, I believe.
It's been 5 years?
Maybe 6.
No, I think a little longer than that.
No, 5 to 6 years.
Well, her music lives forever, so that's why we, we never really pinpoint that. But yeah, that foundation. I think the guys with, because I've seen Georgie's show and I've seen, like you said, Nelson Freitas' show lately. This is looking like they're looking like they're taking it to the next level. It's just that the blueprint needs to be shared a bit, amongst everybody. And I definitely understand where you're coming from, man. Do you feel underrated sometimes?
Maybe underappreciated.
Unappreciated?
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I think a lot of people, like a lot of artists that we've had here, feel the same way. They won't maybe say it like yeah, it's true, but I do see that, because when we talk about all these great artists, artist is an artist. There's no local to it. Prodigy says that all the time. It's not a local artist. It's an artist. And you put in work. You're away from your family. You want the respect and the admiration that everybody gets. The
other thing is too, I always say this, but we did this to ourselves. I give credit to the guys that have risen to a point where now they can go to a venue like Georgie or Nelson are doing. They can fill it up. They actually have a better opportunity because Europe will embrace us before, just like in the U.S. they'll embrace Latin music, which they have. Where in Europe they'll embrace African music and ours included in that mix. So they have a better opportunity, and they took advantage of it. And the image. I look at the videos. Everything they're doing is just top notch. So you got to give them credit. So you got to stay in the game. You got to be serious about it.
With this new album, man, where can people get it? Just tell people where they can go out and get it. I saw it on Amazon, Apple.
You can get Shazam's. I'm every every digital distribution platform out there. You can find. I just learned the other day. My son comes up and he goes, "Hey, Dad, look at this." So he takes my phone, he plays my song, puts it next to Siri. He goes, "Siri, what song is this?" And
Siri said it?
Yeah, so Siri said it, and my daughter said, "That's not how you pronounce that." So, and it was kind of a funny thing. I just look at it and say, but it's there, man. It's selling. So I'm kind of happy about that. Yeah,
you gotta be happy. It's your hard work.
But we'll see where.
Was this the hardest album to do because of the traditional side of it?
I think it's different because you're recording live.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And most of the work that that KR, most of my recording career, I've always done. I would say 95% of it. Is with KR. We've got songs we never put out there. We actually have about 4 Kizomba songs that are sitting there right now. I haven't. It's just it's in the closet. But yeah, traditional for sure.
For sure, it's tougher. Yeah. All right. So is there any shows coming? Like you said, you had your release party.
We're planning a release party, and once that is done, we're trying to do something by bringing well-known artists to help, you know, hopefully attract more people.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
but I'm hoping that you know, I have some local fans, and hopefully they'll come out and support. We'll see what happens.
That's dope.
Praçazul is gonna be there.
Yeah, nah, invite us, man. We're definitely gonna come through. I want to thank you for stopping by the show, man. I've always been a fan of your music style, your voice, just you in general, because you've always done it different. You've always kept it your way. It doesn't matter how you come out. You're never following anything. You're always following your way. And in my opinion, you're always a step ahead of the game, because the stuff that I'm hearing right now, I was hearing you do that back in the days. You know? So I'm really proud of you, man. I hope that you stay, you know, very focused and don't get discouraged or whatever. You know, this is the next level in your game, man. You got the new album Imperfection out. People go out, listen to it. All right, it's a traditional flow album, but you're gonna see that Rome fits exactly in that lane. I want to thank you for coming out, Rome. All right, this is your boy DJ Millie. Thank you for watching Praçazul. Till the next time. All right.